Greeks. This thing takes forever to go online. But it's stable, unlike the other one. I thought it was streaming to my Facebook page, but apparently not. It says the profile, but it's supposed to go to the page too. So the other one I was using was kind of flaky. This one seems to be, still figuring it out. It doesn't seem to want to save anything, any of my settings, but anyway. It's stable, it's working. Alright, Greeks. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of keep this one a little bit short. Yeah, it's been kind of wearing me out setting these things up, or, especially the way the world is and crazy. And yeah, I felt the middle of the month of September, or whatever that might be that's coming in. I guess we'll have some idea. So just kind of go with it. Who knows? Doesn't mean it'll be a world event or anything like that, but of course you never know. It's not clear at this point. The Arcturian energies, political corruption, I feel like just to kind of tap in, at least get it to a perspective of it. Of course, society has its own issues, and of course, it's the blame game. Yeah, imagine if the politicians started talking about how a corrupt society. Of course, society just blame politicians for it. So back and forth blame game. So and the Republic. It's funny. I'm trying to say Republican sound machine. What the fuck is that? Reptilian sound machine. That's interesting. Republican. Yeah. Okay. No surprise there. Because we're in a political year, so why bring that up? There's a lot of deception going on, but whatever on that. But reptilian energy, yeah, these just sound. I connected this a long time ago when I first started. Yeah, these sound manipulations, but obviously there's no way to prove it physically. Kind of like a dog whistle, kind of like that. But they can put in energies to lower the frequencies. That's what that's to sound. You can't even the aliens get affected by sound too. It's not just us. Of course, if you're doing it, you know what you're doing. You can protect yourself because it can affect them too. But just we might not hear it, but we can feel it. Let's put it that way. Like in a political protest, for example, or anything like that, like kids that go into a school and can't concentrate. The ones that sold out can concentrate, but the other kids can't. So, yeah. Isn't that nice? I guess I'll try the share thing again. I guess the other system I was working, I guess they all checked out. Yeah, he had better things to do apparently, so they still haven't got back to me. Not that they need to. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Here you go. Avatar economy, 5 sessions. The scheduler. You have a shop here. Okay. Make this kind of quick. Yeah, notice how it does this. It's because it's for a guest. Those are pretty popular apparently. So there's no way around that though. You never know. They might fix some of it. Okay. I think this thing I'm using, they're still trying to figure it out themselves. So anyway, alright, not to go too deep into political energies, but just kind of give a galactic perspective. And the reptilian energies, but just let them see what they have to say. So I kind of keep this one kind of quick. Alright, let's just go. Greasy with Arcturians. There is as you can see, you know, a lot of people are being misled. That's normal for your world, and that will always occur due to the low frequencies that are causing just low false expectations. Many do put their delusional fantasy energies out there, even with a corrupt government. Only if the government, yeah, yes, it's corrupt, but it might not be as corrupt as some might think. They're not that savvy. Some give them way more credit than they deserve. Let's put it that way. As for the political energies, from our alien perspective, yes, it's basically growth for humans to finally, eventually connect to themselves. But obviously, you can't do that when you're blaming everybody. You're blaming politicians or blaming governments or wherever, blaming anyone instead of taking responsibility. That will take time, of course. Basically, it's healing the chakras from the Earth's past. Healing your current chakras was also connected to, you know, what the world is going through. Basically, it's like it's hard to heal yourself when you feel what's happening to the planet through your empath abilities. Let's put it that way. It's just that you feel the tension here. You feel all. Some of you do. Some are. You might not always be able to direct where this is all coming from, but it has to do with, just some of it's Anunnaki. Well, because they don't trust humans. Well, let's go backtrack a little bit. When humans had more of their abilities, they were not exactly using them well. And now you have abilities in this time, it's just not of the supernatural ability. You still have a powerful mental state, and you still have power here. It's just not, godlike, you could say. When the past was very, we'll just use that term, godlike abilities, because you all have that ability. It's all different for each of you, but still. You have that base supernatural, just, let your mind, use your imagination, you could say. But yeah, so there's Palladian beings here also that are part of just keeping humans, not necessarily trying to keep it at a lower frequency, but keep, like the Anunnaki is part of just kind of keeping humanity guarded to, like, eventually it will bring back more of your powers. We have to earn it, basically. So there is a block to on supernatural abilities on all throughout the planet. That's why it's like, hey, I can't connect to my superpowers and do whatever. So that's why the darkness comes through so easily. It just gets, but also that's what many are going through their shadow currently. Not everybody's going through a deep connection to their shadow where it's, they can't come out of it. I mean, they can eventually, but because somebody, well, let's put it this way: those that remember the higher frequencies, that's where they get pulled into drugs. Mainly, cocaine is not the easiest thing to access, but it's cocaine. Is one to access some of your powers, so not that it does, but it might make you feel that you are. You might feel higher than a kite, basically. So basically, all this political energies and all of this it's not necessarily human. I mean, obviously corruption is thrown at you. It's eventually like when is humanity ready to reject it instead of being a victim of it, because victims just keep beating me up. I'll just complain about it, that's all. Oh no, I can't believe this is happening. And now there are situations where you can't get, as many like to evolve more rapidly, and society is just not doing it. So it's like you're on board, but the rest of the world is just sitting there. And that's frustrating. You feel drained also, especially you're here to help society evolve in your own way, people around you, whoever, and they just keep letting you down. After a while, yes, the enthusiasm does get kind of, you get tired. It's like, do you even have it in you to be, not to say you're not being positive, just have enthusiasm. Does the world even deserve it at this point? Yes, you can't wear down a teacher when the students are just not learning anything. And teachers like, yes, so why am I here again? Yeah, because the students can definitely drag the frequencies down, and that doesn't mean for do corruption. It just has to do with just lack of responsibility. You know, they might say they want to evolve, but then actions speak louder than words. They're not necessarily doing that. Some of the spiritual teachers here, as yes, are very deceptive. Quite a few of them are. Now, some of them, it's kind of like a kindergarten teacher. Sometimes you have to kind of just work with those that are spiritually evolved, and just if they need fantasy to grow, here's some fantasy. Eventually they'll be able to connect to themselves, but sometimes they need some adventure in their life. It's like, okay, we'll just go with what works to help you evolve, basically. And then of course the other spiritual teachers that are just corrupt. Well, they have a big some of them have not quite let go of the ego. They say they have, but yeah. But also some want to be seen as a prima donna and things like that, or a deity at some point. Worshipped. Yes, there's some of that. But also as a test on society, you know. Yeah, you're not gonna. Now, yes, it will eventually go into more of a spiritual, like worldwide spiritual at some point. Maybe not in your lifetime, but there's gonna be a lot of growing pains with that. You're already seeing it now. It'll get worse over time. Probably not in your lifetime, where all the spiritual work has become more understanding. Well, you'll see remnants of it, but then there's going to be a dark age where society has to go through. It's like, okay, now they're connected to the aliens, and spiritually, but then they're just as many of you can see already, maybe are going through their dark side, can't quite get through it. Secret space programs, whatever, and those programs are just to keep you from yourself. Here, connect to your galactic self. Don't worry about your human here. Just connect somewhere, anywhere but you. Go somewhere else. And that prolongs the growth here. It's very difficult. Yeah. Well, yes, especially the secret space program. It's nice and shiny and adventurous. Who wouldn't want that? But the human that you're in currently, yes, is kind of boring, but needs to be addressed, needs to evolve. But many really don't want to do that. They have reasons why they aren't doing it. Realize our message is not for everybody. Well, and maybe it is in some ways. But the Arcturian frequency here is basically just to let you do what you need to do. Yes, we assist you to some. Well, we can't interfere. The political frequencies that are here also just. Sometimes, yes, you have to throw a bunch of corruption there just to get society to move a little bit more into itself, to figure itself out. And it's very slow. It's like a bottle cap. Like you have a bottle cap, you're trying to get off a soda, and you're trying, or whatever it is, and you're trying to get off and can't get it off. You need a tool to get it off. Yeah, society is kind of like that body, that cap that just won't come off. It won't evolve. It just likes the way it is stuck. Many of you are moving, yes, but you cannot save the world. That's definitely a lesson for yourselves, a big one. Yeah. Well, yes, because many have been even alien beings assisting everyone but themselves. You have angels doing the same thing. They come here. It's like, now it's time to figure out you. And it's like, that is like the last thing they want to hear. So, those things. Greetings, was that? Yes, reptilians. One moment. Sound technology. Yeah, well, also words. Certain words, even the 4-letter words, some of them are actually help you feel better. Like, this is a lot of shit. But then words can be weaponized, yeah. So, obviously. As for, a lot of sound technologies is used for also weather. So you use sound to cause weather, and some of those in the middle of your oceans cause. So we're not going to put any frequencies out there, but so that you have some understanding of it. A lot of these weather technologies can be used, controlled by the mind. Also, some of you might be picking up on some. Even see the infrastructure, the structure of it. It can also be very, energy consuming to tap into things like that. One thing for sure, as you evolve, you'll see all the fragments of the galactics that are here, even elemental beings, dragons, whatever it might be, in your mind's eye, not going to show themselves physically anytime soon. You might feel like it's here physically, but it's sometimes it's just another unveiling. So when you go in humanity, as it goes more into the fourth dimension, you'll see a lot in your mind's eye, and sometimes you'll feel these beings around if you need that experience. It doesn't mean they'll show up physically just yet. Of course, any alien group can appear here, but you call it the excitement is for just to see where humans can get to, where you're just basically letting go of the past and not being a victim, and just that's what all these messages are, especially through Ivan or others that are trying to be authentic. Some of them are healing the ego, and others have been established for a long time. The spiritual teachers are just, they have a lot to learn, as some of you might notice. But they're not always saying what's on their mind. They might say it on a spiritual level, but they don't want to butt heads anywhere. They're still healing themselves, let's put it that way. But sound machines, once again, it really just has to do with the vocabulary here. Yeah, you have a vocabulary that's weaponized like a bastard. And there's nothing like, one thing saying it through telepathy, but to say it verbally. There's some Asian languages that are quite healing. Even some of the Indians are Asian, basically, to some level. But you'd be surprised. American energies, American English, it's kind of like, truth bombs, not a bad thing there, but the English in America it's a little bit of a mixed bag. It's there to help and also slow down. As you can see, World War III seems to be a big word. It's many too. Some that's their vocabulary of fear. So you can clear out just basically. So one thing about your healing process, you can heal with just the words. Heal your lifetime of just anything you said, and it's something different. But you'd be surprised how you can because you're carrying around what other people have said to you. So you're basically clearing that conversations that were not necessary. You're just clearing out what's not needed anymore. Oh, the verbal garbage. So that's another way for the sound. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Someone can say something to you 10 years ago, it's still weighing you down. You have no idea. So just giving you some perspective of that. All right, what's next?